I took Abdaal's Skillshare class, so you don't have to. And I'm going to tell y'all what the most useful tips and tricks are that I've used to make the foundation of this channel. Spoiler alert, I really enjoyed the course. I would recommend it to anybody who's even considering starting YouTube. So if you're watching this video, you should take the course. I'm just going to be summarizing some of the info and sharing some of the points that have helped me with my channel, but this is no substitute for taking the course itself. I would still recommend you check it out. I'll leave the link in the description below. Keep in mind, some of these tips are going to be iPhone specific, but they should be adaptable to any other smartphone. I'm sure Samsung has some type of cinematic mode in its filming, for example. I just don't know what the title of that would be, but make sure to do your research and figure that out if you're on a non-iPhone. What to make videos about. Now, Ali shares in the course that you just got to start by putting out your first video. If you look back at the earlier video on my channel, my first one, you'll see that it was just kind of like a whatever video, but I was just putting some paint on the canvas so I wouldn't be afraid to start posting. The hardest part is just getting started. You could start by asking yourself, what are videos you like to watch? What are things you like to talk about? And start there and kind of expand. Listen to what the audience wants, read the comments once you start getting comments, and just gauge what people want and where you can fill a hole in the market. Now let's think about yourself 2 years ago. What do you know now that you didn't know then? If your channel is based in like knowledge or sharing information, think about what you would have wanted to hear back in the day and be able to help those same people who are in your situation right now. That's your audience. Don't let not knowing your niche stop you. Look at my channel. I have a bunch of different videos up at this point on a variety of different topics. Some is me talking about meal prepping. The other one's just me yapping. I'm still trying to find my niche, right? But the best way to figure out what you like to film and what you like to talk about is to just film and record it and see where it goes from there. Document everything that you're doing and upload that knowledge online. Now, when it comes to growing your channel, make sure you watch a lot of YouTube, do your market research, look at other creators that you like, take what they're doing, don't copy it. I'm not sure if it's gonna make sense, but like try replicating it, not copy and pasting it. Look at their thumbnail style, look at their branding style, look at their background music style, look at their speaking style, look at the format the video's in, right? Now, when it comes to brainstorming video ideas, again, like I said earlier, make sure that you just document what you're doing. Make a lot of videos and don't worry about the quality. In the course, Ali shares with us that the first 50 videos are for you and the next 50 are for the audience. You need to get your reps in to be able to get the skill up. Your channel's not gonna grow if you don't have decent videos. It's more important to just make an output over sitting and quality assessing your second video ever, right? Because there's only so good it can be. Now, when it comes to scripting your videos, all YouTubers have their videos somewhere between fully scripted and completely improvised. And that makes sense, but as a beginner, you're gonna wanna start out somewhere in the middle. You're gonna wanna do a lot of bullet points and have a lot of talking points. From there, you can kind of sway more towards full scripts or sway more towards improvised scripts and see what works for you. And again, look at the creators that you're watching or that are in your space. What do they do? Do they seem like they're talking off the cuff or are they reading a script? Now, your basic script outline is gonna be your title ideas, your thumbnail ideas, your intro to the video, the main body of what you're going to be saying, and the end screen as well. Now, you might be asking why thumbnail and title ideas are in the main script, but when it comes to YouTube, that's the most important thing. Nobody's going to sit down and watch your stuff if they don't find the title or the thumbnail appealing. But again, in your first 50 videos, don't worry about it too much. But as you get further along, those are things you're going to want to be thinking about. Also, when you're scripting out your videos, the first 30 seconds are the most important. That's what keeps people to stay. If they click on your video and you have an amazing thumbnail, an amazing title, but you're not talking about anything or you're not delivering on what you said you would be in the title, they're going to click off immediately. For example, if you ever watch a Mr. Beast video, the first 10-20 seconds are showing what's going to be happening later on in the video and how they're going to over deliver on the promise that they sold in the thumbnail. You don't got to flash forward to later in the video, but there are other ways you can kind of hook people and grab somebody's attention. One of those is going to be by reiterating the title in the intro of the video. So if your title is how to tie a shoe and you start the video, I'm going to teach you how to tie a shoe. That lets the viewer know that they're going to get what they clicked on the video for. Now let's skip to the end screen. I'm sure you've seen some YouTubers, especially back in the day, who in the last 30 seconds of their video would spend their time trying to sell you on why you should subscribe to the channel. you should not be doing that. Like, it's okay to ask them to subscribe or to ask them to watch your next video, but you're going to want to keep it really brief and make sure that it's right at the end of the video. So that way they don't click off with 20 seconds remaining. Like how at the end of my videos, I usually say subscribe, next video, and I'm out. You don't want to spend too much time being like, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, check out my next video here and subscribe. Like, that's, that's too much. You're already doing too much. And for the end screen, you're going to want it to point to another one of your videos. When you're first starting off, have the link be to your most recent video, but once you start to build a library of videos, it's going to be okay to, like, say for example, if someone's watching a video on, again, like how to tie a shoe, and you have another video on how to tie a tie, and that's the most similar type of content, you're going to want to link them to that, and that will keep them watching. If it's something that's related or it's a part one to the video they're watching now, right? Now, when it comes to filming, I know I'm not a super great example right now because I'm outside my usual setup, but you're going to want to have the frame brushing up against the top of your head. Ultimately, what I'm saying is it's just important that you're centered and the frame is framed properly. Camera down here, the top of the camera's up here, versus having it be here, cutting off your forehead, or having it be here and having your chin be at the bottom of the screen. That's not what we want. Another tip is to use your back camera when possible. You might need to have a second person come verify that you're in frame, or if you have a monitor, you can make sure that you're lined up. But the back camera on a smartphone is always going to be better than the front facing camera. So you got your back camera set up. The next part you're going to need is a tripod. I'm using a tripod right now, and I also got a little mic right over there. It's going to be really crucial to make sure the audio is great. You can fix it in post, but most of it has to happen live in the moment. And there are things you can do while you're filming to make sure the audio is better. To improve the audio, you can start by scooting the camera closer to you. And if you have the excess funds, go out and get a little shotgun mic or like a little iPhone microphone from Best Buy. They're like $30 to $70 or $80. This will make your audio so much better just by doing those two things, getting an external microphone and scooting your camera closer. The other thing you could do as well is getting a lapel microphone and holding it like Ryan Trahan. But when you're starting out, I would recommend just a regular shotgun external microphone. Now, as far as lighting, you're going to want to find a soft light like the sunlight outside. I would just recommend your window. A lot of people try to sell you on like the ring lights for YouTube or like UV lights, but fluorescent and artificial lights like that are not going to beat sunlight. Sunlight will always look better. And you're going to want to make sure you're positioned 45 degrees from the window versus having the window be right in front of you. I don't know how to explain it, but Ali kind of shows it in the video. There's a difference between the light coming directly on your face and it being at the side angle, and you can see the shadows in your nose and your face. It just makes things look a lot more cinematic. And once your channel is starting to succeed and is starting to gain legs and you figure out that you like YouTube, that's when you can start to upgrade, have a studio soft light, a better microphone, better camera, better tripod, all that type of stuff. But again, when you're first beginning, all you need is a window, a tripod, and an external microphone. Now, to perfect your background, you're going to want to make sure that it is clean and tidy. Get inspiration from others, but also be intentional. Maybe you're at a spot like your parents' house where you can't adjust the furniture as much, but just try to find the most cleaned up background. Even if you can't move the furniture around, there are always things you can do to make sure it looks tidy behind you. When it comes to talking to the camera, just imagine that the camera is another person you're talking to. I think a lot of people, including me, are very stiff on camera, and you're not going to want to come off like stiff and rigid like that. Another tip Ali drops is to slightly turn up the energy when you're on camera. It's something about watching somebody who's being recorded where everything just seems so muted, right? So even 20% more energy than you usually speak to people with is usually the right amount. Again, by watching other people, doing your market research, you can kind of start to figure out what you want your on-camera personality to be like. I also recommend speaking slower, pausing more, and using talking points, but also letting your personality shine through. Read your talking points, read what you want to talk about, and just go from there. Another tip will be to snap or clap every time you make a mistake. Doing this helps reset your brain. Say I'm talking and I mess up my words, I snap and I'm right back in it. So it's just kind of a reset for your brain. But also when you're editing, you'll be able to see it in the audio waves. This will help you when you're in your editing software, like separating the takes and separating the line. Now let's talk about thumbnails. They are very important, but also you don't want to overthink it. Try your best to shoot multiple options, have multiple ideas for what you want your thumbnail to be like. Imagine you're scrolling through YouTube really fast. Like, what is something that's going to catch somebody's eye, right? Keep that in the back of your mind and really make the colors pop on your thumbnail. It doesn't need to be super crazy or super colorful, but say you're in a sea of colorful thumbnails, a black and white thumbnail is really going to stand out. Or say you have your font is yellow and it's big and it's bold, just something that grabs somebody's attention. Just think about what you would want to click on, and I'm going to say it again, but do your market research. Go to YouTubers who are in the same niche as you or who do similar things that you do. What do their thumbnails look like, and how can you iterate on that? Find thumbnails, think of thumbnails that work well with your vibe and that work well with your brand. But again, don't overthink it. Now, before we go, I'm going to drop some miscellaneous tips. Don't pay attention to the numbers and don't care about what anybody else got to say. I've been doing YouTube now for almost like a month and a half. Nobody really knows about this channel. I haven't told anyone about it, and I plan to keep it that way. I might just let them find out once I get big enough. Don't worry about what people say, and don't worry about the numbers. When you're first getting started, Ali says don't expect any progress in your first 50 videos. Sometimes it takes people even 100 or 150 to gain traction. And don't let that scare you away. Find a love for it when you're editing them, and eventually you'll get better, and eventually the attention will come. As for people in real life, don't listen to them. What are they doing, right? What are they really doing? Everybody wants to clown your YouTube channel, but once they start getting successful, then everybody backs off, and it's impressive. So something is only cringy when you're first getting started, is what it is. Now make sure to be patient and be consistent when uploading videos. One of my favorite YouTubers, Alex Hermosi, talks a lot about compounding. If you keep doing something, eventually you will see results. Like if you keep putting the time in, you keep putting your reps in, there's no way that you're not gonna see results. If you're lifting at the gym every single day, there's no way that's not gonna pay off. And it's the same with YouTube. My next tip is to focus on quantity while also injecting a little fun. What's the point in doing this if you're not enjoying it? As you continue to move along in your YouTube career, just find things that you find fun and make games out of them, or make sure that you spend extra time editing if you really like editing, or if you really like filming, find somebody to edit your videos for you. My final tip will be to just do it. One of the things that Ali said in the course that stuck with me and resonated with me the most is that if you do YouTube for just 2 years and post every single week, it will change your life. If you keep doing this every week for 2 years, there's no way you won't see results. Like I said earlier, compounding is key. I just want to thank you all for watching. And again, just a quick reminder, check out Ali Abdul's Skillshare class in the link below. You can subscribe to me over here. Check out my most recent video over here. Thank you.